Hi there, my name is Webelite and today I'm going to be teaching you all how to make a smooth transitioning opening and closing search box that you can use on your website. I'll be using jQuery, HTML and CSS. This will be hopefully one of many tutorials because this is my first tutorial for those of you who don't know. I'll be doing other tutorials in PHP, and for those of you graphical designers I'll also be doing it in Illustrator and Photoshop to make you have the best looking website there is. So just as an example for what we're going to be doing today, this is my search bar, this is my search box. Once you click on it, you can type in it, it smoothly opens. You can type, let's say, Google. Once you press enter, it takes you another page with that, but we're not going to be doing that today. I'll do that in our tutorial. But yeah, once you click on it, you can click on it again, it closes, and you can click off it and it closes, and yeah. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So I'm just going to minimize out of this just quickly. What you're going to want to do is need to open your text editor. I use Notepad++ because I just simply like it. I think it looks quite sleek actually, but you can use whatever one you want. I know a real popular one is Sublime Text, and I know that a lot of people actually use Dreamweaver, which costs money, I'm pretty sure, but yeah, I've heard pretty good things about that. So you can choose whichever one you want. I'll leave links for both down in the description. It's just really your personal preference. They all do the exact same thing with some different features, I guess. So the first thing you want to do is you want to save your document. I saved my document in a tutorials folder in my XAMPP folder. You just want to save it as index.html, so index.html, and I'm just going to replace it because this currently has nothing in it, so I'm just going to replace it, just showing you guys how to do it. So once you've done that, you want to declare a doc type at the start of your document. So what you want to do is just type in !@ doc type HTML, and then yeah, didn't need that end bit. Basically that's for older browsers which want to know what your web page is being programmed in, because old web browsers apparently do that. So now you just want to do your HTML tags, open and close them. You're going to do your head tags, and you're going to leave that empty for now, and you want to do your body tags. And here's where we're going to put the form, so we'll do that now because it's faster, I guess. So we'll do that now. I'm going to create a div, so a divider, and I'm going to enter twice. And I'm going to create another div and enter twice. So we're just going to leave these two empty for now. What we're going to do is we're going to create a class. We're going to make it equal to, let's make it form. Now this is pretty much just a reference to your CSS, so later when you're styling the form, it uses that as like a way to communicate with your HTML to know what it's actually like making look good, I guess. So we'll quickly do the form inside of this, because this is where the form is going to be held. I will be helping you guys make your form look real nice, so I'll do that in the second part of this tutorial as a styling type thing. I'll teach you guys how to make a nav bar for it, I suppose. So in this class, so we're going to type, in this form header, we're going to type form class equal to, we're going to do form dash search, and then engine dash search dash form. Now these are just classes that I use. You can choose whatever names you want. I just use these as like a little reference, but just make sure if you are using your own name, you remember to use that name in your CSS later on. So if you use engine search form, you have to make sure that you use engine search form later on in it. So yeah, after class, what you want to do is you want to do action is equal to, and you're just going to do two quotes, and do method is equal to get. Now you guys don't actually have to worry about this unless you're actually doing a search, but yeah, you don't have to worry about that for now. I'll do that in a later on tutorial, if you guys want me to, I'll be teaching you how to do a query in the database to get whatever the person searches for and output it for your user, I guess. So inside the form, inside these two tags, what you want to do is you want to do input type is equal to text, name is equal to Q. Now once again, you don't need to do this just here. This is only if you're actually querying your database. You'll then want to do ID search dash input class is equal to form search dash input. Now you will need to do this because this is what we're going to be using to reference in your jQuery, just up here in the head tags. So you need to make sure you remember what this is called, because we'll be using it later if you don't end up calling it search dash input. And this is for styling, so you can call this whatever you want, once again like you did up here, and use it later on in the CSS. But if you're a newbie or a new person to coding, I suggest you follow along with what I'm doing, just to make it a little bit simpler. So after this, I'm going to do a placeholder. So this pretty much means like what it's going to say before the person types in. It's kind of like ghost text. So we'll put search for names, because I know a lot of people do that. So search for names. And so if I quickly run this in Chrome, if I click run Chrome, it'll come up with search for names. So when people start typing, it'll disappear. So yeah. So we'll just quickly exit out of that. And we'll just do dir ltr. Now you don't need to do this, it's entirely optional. It's just direction left to right, right to left. So hold on, sorry, ltr, there you are. That's just like which way the text is facing. So if you prefer to do it RTL, you can do it like RTL, but I'm just going to do LTR. From there, you want to do you want to enter once. You want to type in span ID is equal to search dash trigger. Now once again, you will be needing to do this for your jQuery reference, so just type exactly what I type, and here you can call it whatever you want. Just make sure you remember what you're calling it. Don't worry, I'll be explaining what all this does along the way. If you get a little bit confused, I'll be explaining what it all does at like the end of the tutorial, so you guys get a better understanding of what all this means. So after form search, you just want to do submit in the class. And then I'm going to do, I'm going to close it off, and inside these two bits, so just here, what you want to do is you can type in, let's say go. So if we quickly run this in Chrome, it'll say go. At the moment it does nothing, but we'll fix that in a sec. Now if you want a magnifying glass like I did just here, so like that, what you can do is you can go into your code and you'll need to type in this exact thing. So you do and hash x150, sorry, 1f50e, and that's it. Why isn't this going like that? Ah yeah, and then a semicolon. So what that's going to do is that's pretty much the code, the hex code, which is what it's called for a magnifying glass. So if we quickly run this, there you go, it's magnifying glass now. So I'm just going to leave that open for now. Close out of that. I'm going to leave that open for now so I don't have to keep on running it, and I'll drag it in from over here. And this is my second screen, by the way. Alright, so now that we've done that, that's pretty much all done. What we're going to do now is we're going to create the JavaScript, or sorry, not JavaScript, the jQuery. So what you're going to do is you're going to make a script tag. You're going to do type is equal to text slash JavaScript, and you're just going to press enter and leave it like that. Sorry, I forgot to do the double quotes. There you go. So you're just going to leave it like that. Now just before this, what you'll need to do, otherwise your expanding search box won't work. What you need to do is you need to write exactly what I'm writing. You need to do script source src. So src stands for source if you didn't know. Double quotes http colon / ajax dot google apis.com / ajax / libs / jQuery / 1.10.2 / jQuery .min.js, and just leave it like that. Make sure you close the script tag. Now what this does is pretty much it makes it so that JavaScript or jQuery understands what you want the actual function to do. Yeah, that's the best I can explain it. But inside your two script tags that you created just before, type exactly this. Type J, capital Q, UERY, so jQuery. Then you want to do a curly bracket, function, another curly bracket, and then press the $sign. Then you want to do a curly brace, enter twice, and you want to type $, curly bracket, single quote, hash, search dash trigger, go outside of the curly bracket, dot, click, curly bracket again, function, another curly bracket, a lot of curly brackets in this, curly brace, enter twice. You'll then want to do $sign again, curly bracket, single quote, hash, search dash input, outside of it, toggle class, curly bracket again, single quotes, search dash input dash open, and semicolon. Now pretty much what this does is it gets search trigger. So once the search trigger is clicked on, so the magnifying glass, once it's clicked on, it'll do this. So it'll toggle the class search input open, which is what we'll be doing later. So yeah, that's pretty much what's happening right now. So I'm just going to quickly I'm just gonna do that, semicolon. Now then you're gonna press enter twice. I'm gonna do another $sign. Document dot click function E, and you want to do a curly brace, enter twice, if exclamation mark $, E dot target dot closest, single quotes, dot ngen dash search form dot length, another curly brace. Inside here you just want to do $, single quotes, hash search dash input dot remove class, single quotes, search dash input dash open. Okay, cool. So now you just want to put these two at the end of it. Cool. I'm just gonna put these on the same side. I'm gonna make it look a little better. So that goes there. Let's set that there, that there. You guys don't have to do this, I'm just doing it out of preference. It'll all work exactly the same, but feel free to if you want to. So it should look like this now. So basically, I'll explain this to you now. So when I said ID search trigger, that's what we're using up here. So hash is for ID and dot is for class. So that's like what we're using down here. So we're getting a class, so we're doing dot. So that's that class just here. So pretty much, it's saying when someone clicks on search trigger, which is this, get search input. So search input, which is where the search box is, and toggle the class search dash input dash open. So that's going to turn the class on or off. So basically what's going to happen is if the user clicks on the search sign, the magnifying glass, it will do this. It'll add a class to it, and it'll say search dash input dash open. And once they click on it again, it'll take it away and make it default again. Now basically what this is doing is when you click away from the search form, it'll basically make it so search input removes the search input class this, so what the original was, so search dash input dash open. So when you click away from this form, like around the page, it'll toggle this class off, so it'll remove it from the class section. So that's all of this done for now. If you want, you can in the header type in title, put your website name. I'm just going to do tutorial for the sake of tutorial. From there, this is what it'll look like right now. So if we quickly run it, I'll just grab it from here. If we quickly run it, this is what it'll look like. It won't look any different because we haven't actually made anything like the CSS. But if we go into the inspect element, if we quickly click on here, you'll see that it actually changes the toggle. So if we click on it, it'll go here, and then click away, it'll go away. So yeah, basically we're going to be using CSS to manipulate that. So what you're going to do, you're going to make a new file. Going to Control Alt S. I've made a new CSS file, which is what we'll be linking into the HTML later on. We're going to go into the CSS file, and we're going to save it as main.css. Okay, so from here you're going to type a slash star sign, and let's just do search box. Now you don't have to do this, it's not required, it's just so you can kind of tell where everything is. You don't actually have to do this, but I suggest if you're kind of new to this, I suggest you do, just for good practice. But yeah, after this, what you want to do is .ngen dash search, curly brace, enter once. Now remember how I said it'd be referencing it, so where is it? It should be around here. Sorry, not ngen search, form. I'm going to be using form. Sorry about that. So remember how we referenced it here. We're going to get this div, and we're going to be styling it because the class is form. So we're just referencing that there. So what we're going to do is we're going to type in here padding 0 pixels, 0 pixels, 0 pixels, 0 pixels. Now that seems long, but that's pretty much just like a clockwise definition of like what will be on the outside of it. We're just setting it to the default of nothing. So from here, you're going to press enter once again outside of it. So outside of the curly brace, just here. Dot form dash search dash input curly brace, enter. And in here is where it gets a little bit confusing, so just follow along with me. I'll make it as simple as I possibly can. So this is going to be the default search, so when it's closed, you're going to type in width 0 pixels. Make sure you end them with a semicolon, otherwise it won't function properly. So just make sure you remember that. Height 55 pixels. Border 0. Outline 0. Font dash size 21 pixels. So this is what's inside of the box. It will be 21 pixels in size. You can do whatever size you want. I just prefer 21 pixels. Padding is the same as up here, so I'll just copy this actually. So padding is that 0 pixels, 0 pixels, 0 pixels. Color hash 151515. Sorry about that. So that's like a real dark grey. You can do whatever color you want. I know a lot of people like to do just black. You can type just black, or you can do white for white, or cyan for a really light blue. But I'm just going to do hash 151515 because I like that color. And this is important if you want the sleek look. I'll show you the difference between it later. But for now, I'll just leave it out. So after this, outside the curly brace once again, dot search dash input dash open width 410 pixels exclamation mark. Now this is important, you have to do this. Important semicolon padding 0 pixels 0 pixels 0 pixels 20 pixels. Now don't do 0 pixels like I did before. This is making it so that there's a little space in between it. I just think it gives it a little bit of a better feel. You want to do important on this as well. Now this is pretty much just overriding these two, that and that. It's overriding those two values, and it will force it to as well. And you want to do display initial important. Whoops, important. Awesome. Now I'm just going to do one more. So outside of the curly brace, once again, form dash search dash submit. Now this is that magnifying glass button that people click on. You want to do display inline dash block width. Now you can do whatever you want. I'm just going to do this because I think it looks a lot better. You're going to do 55 pixels. You can do whatever you want. Once I said again, height. I'm just going to do a space between this because I like it. 43 pixels. Border 0. Outline 0. Background dash color hash 151515. Once again, you can choose whatever color you want, preferably what it does there. I think it looks a lot nicer. Font dash size 21 pixels, so the same as just over here. Once again, color white, so that's the font color. Cursor pointer, so when the person hovers over that span, so that magnifying glass shows a pointer instead of a text hover. And then text align, text dash align center. Now I'll quickly link this in, so remember how it was CSS slash main.css. So what we're going to do here is just after title, we're going to do link rel is equal to style sheet, type is equal to text slash CSS, and the href, so hyperreference, is CSS slash main.css, and you're done. So what we're going to do now is we're going to view this in the browser, which I already have open. So this is what it was before, and this is what it is now. For some reason that isn't working the way it should be, which is very strange. Should be on display 0, so I'll quickly have a look at that. We'll see what's happening. Way old. With 0 pixels. That's correct. That's correct. This only needs to be 1, and this needs to have where is it? We got all of them right. Here we are. Inputs. There's an S after it. Sorry about that. You just want form dash search dash input. So if we refresh it now, it should be like that. There you go. Now once you click on it, should show. See how it's very nice and sleek. You got the button, you click on it, you can search in it, so let's just Google, you can backspace and it goes all the way, and once it gets to that point just here it'll start scrolling, so like that, as you can see. Just backspace all that out. You can click away from it and it goes away. Now remember how I said that transition? We want it to get it to look sleek and kind of glide out, so we're going to do that now. Sorry, I just opened Firefox. I don't know why I did that. I'll quickly go back into my text. I did it again. Oh my god. Go into my text. So in form-search-input, we're just going to quickly do transition. Sorry, transition all. Let's make it 0.5 seconds and end it with a semicolon. So now we can refresh this. So click on it, it's kind of glides out, as you can see, and click away, glides back in. I think this looks very, very nice. You can customize this however you want, so you can put it in a search bar, but I won't be doing that in this tutorial. I'll be doing this in the next tutorial for you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this one. I'll see you in part 2 where I'll be styling it in a navigation bar, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and found it useful, and I hope you might show your friends if they are into the same stuff as you, I assume. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.